Hey, what's happening, people? How y'all doing? This is Longhorn. I'm back for the B-side chat. Tonight, I'm going to talk from my timeline because, as I alluded to in my show earlier, I put some things on my timeline today this week actually, that and I put them up there for a reason. I didn't get into them in the show because I try to keep the show, try to keep it going, try to keep it moving is what I try to do, and trying to talk about all the different things that come up in my timeline may not be the best thing. So I do want to say we did lose a great one. I did talk about that last week. Chadwick. The Black Panther and Jackie Robinson and things of that nature. That was definitely a tragic loss. I thing I want to talk about. I want to keep it 100 with y'all, man. I posted something on my page today, and it says I have not unfriended or blocked anyone because they share posts that hold different views than mine. Who can share this? Well, a number of people shared it, and I'm cool with that. And I was going to try to share it here on my page, but I'm not able to do that. There was a couple of posts that popped up in there that, like I say, I dropped this not in particularly to anybody or at anybody or for to offend anybody. I dropped it because it's the truth. I don't delete people. I let people handle the situations as they see fit. Yeah, I got something on my shirt. But no, I'm not playing with my nipples. I got something on my shirt. I let people handle. It's like a joke. You tell a joke. A lot of y'all know me. You know my comedy style. I'm not necessarily the in your face, all in your pants kind of guy. I'll take you this far, and then I'll let you go the rest. So basically, I'll post something that I may feel a certain way about it, and then I just set it there and just let people have at it. And it's amazing what people say, you know. Um, like for instance, that particular post that I put up about I have not unfriended or blocked anyone because they share posts that hold different views in mine. I think different viewpoints are important. I want to hear the different viewpoints. I'd like to read the different viewpoints. I'd like to understand what people are saying and what they're thinking and how they're feeling. Why? Because, as I said earlier, what separates us is what makes us individuals is how we think, and then two, it gives me I consider myself an open-minded person, so it gives me an opportunity to look at it from a different perspective or see somebody else's reality and allow me to learn something new. It may be something of value, it may not. But then again, anything you learn is something of value. You may just store it in the back of your head and it may come back up later. You know, like the other day I learned that there's a difference between a church, a graveyard, and a cemetery. Yeah, did you know that? No, the difference is a graveyard sits by itself. A cemetery is attached to a church. It's on the same ground as a church. Who knew? I didn't know. But it's just little itty bitty things like that. But a couple of posts that kind of caught my attention. Um, Everybody has what they feel about about what's going on in politics right now. But one person said you're better than you're a better person than me. Um, I have one person that says not me. My approach to issues on race are definite. You can't be my friend and hate everything about my people and me, which makes a lot of sense. I can't argue with that. I got one that says not me. I've blocked, unfriended, and unfollowed a shit ton of folks. So much of Trumpism I can stand. I get that too. Um, but it's just, and then of course I talked about the thing that I talked about earlier about please stop saying what Trump has done for black people. That's just being 100. It's offensive. It really is offensive. And if you can't see that, then I'm sorry. I put another post up that says, "Did you know that some people hate you because somebody lied to them about you?" Now this is just so real because I know that there have been things that people have told me about other people that has caused me to form some kind of opinion about the people or about the person, and I haven't said one word to them. And I learned that when I was younger. Don't do that. There was a song that came out back in the 80s, 70s. It was an old song. It was called Don't Ask My Neighbor. But I think it was The Emotions or somebody like that. But and that song made so much sense. It said, if you want to know something about me, ask me. But these days, we don't ask people. We don't talk to people about stuff. when what we want to do is go snoop around on their social media pages instead of just picking up the phone and going, hey, let me ask you something, or send them a text message, hey, let me ask you something. You'd be surprised what you will learn from somebody if you get it firsthand from them instead of letting somebody tell you or influence your thoughts or your feelings about them. And then, two, everything ain't about you. Stop putting on shoes that don't fit or trying to put on shoes that don't fit, because it's going to hurt your damn feet is what it's going to do. Everything that's put out there into the universe does not apply to you. It does not. It has not. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. But some people will just automatically just assume, that it's about them. Everything ain't for you to reply to, or everything ain't about you or what you feel. You're not the only person in the universe. Stop hurting your own damn feelings. And that's what a lot of people they put stuff on, or they just automatically assume it's about them. Everything ain't about you. What's up, Koo? How you doing, bro? Charlotte, how you doing? You know what, Koo? Thanks for stopping by, man. I got a flyer I need to send you. It's from 13 years ago. It was the night you started comedy. Not started, but the night you did your first show in front of an audience. That wasn't an open mic. I got to drop you that. But let me get back to what I'm talking about. It ain't about you. You're great. You're wonderful. You may be, Jesus' second cousin. But everything ain't about you. Stop putting stuff on you that don't belong on you. You got enough on you already with your day-to-day life without adding other people's BS to your plate. If they didn't point the finger and say, hey, Tom, I'm talking about you. Stop putting it on you. This is social media. If it's real, like this conversation is real, that's one thing. But if somebody says, hey, everybody that hates little puppies with yellow eyes is going to hell, that's not you. Then you ain't got to comment on that. You ain't got to internalize that. You ain't got to put that on you. You got enough going on. Don't you think? Life's too short. It really is way too short. A man, who's that? Lou Brock died. If you don't know who Lou Brock is, look him up. Baseball fan. Baseball player. And he lived 90 years. And he said he wanted to live 90 years. And I think that's amazing. But a lot of people don't realize how short, in the scope of things, how short 90 years is. You're right, Charlotte. That is a sign of a guilty conscience. I'm going to back up. Thank you, Charlotte. Why do people have guilty consciences? Usually a guilty conscience is caused by something you did, or something that you didn't do, or something that you should have did that you didn't do. A guilty conscience is just that. You're guilty of something. But you can't be guilty of everything. Nobody is guilty of everything. But we want to put everything on us. We want to, and we don't realize that the social media and the things that we comment on or reflect on or we react to, that a little bit of that goes into you. It's like eating food at a party and you eating off the appetizer tray. You may not eat all of it, but you tasted enough of it for where it's in your body now. It's not all about you, and it's not all for you. And what you're doing is you're making yourself sick with it. Stop that. Some things are like dead possums on the highway. Sometimes you just got to ride by. You ain't got to stop and investigate and figure out how the damn thing died. You just need to keep moving. Stop arguing about every damn thing. Some of y'all will argue about the color of sugar. I was being silly last night. I put a post up that says McDonald's has the best Whoppers. I know McDonald's don't sell Whoppers. I got an inbox about that. Why did you put that up? What does it matter? Why does this bother you? What is going on in your life or not going on in your life that you got to ask me about a stupid post about McDonald's and Whoppers? Maybe you need to get some. No, not sex. No, maybe you need some of that too. I don't know. People understand something. You're not right about everything. You're not wrong about everything. And everything is not to be argued about. It's really not. I put up a post the other day, and all I asked was a question. I said, is this a lie and or is it okay? And what it was, well, anyway, go to my Facebook page and check it out. It sparked a 34 comment, 3 share with 22 reactions. I asked the question, so Fox News is lying too? If the conversation didn't pertain to you, then why are you even worried about it? I am going to reiterate, because I'm going through my timeline here on the right hand side while I'm talking to y'all. I am going to touch on one other thing. Because I'm really offended about it. Y'all know I'm very big about veterans. Love veterans. Love every veteran. I don't care if you was E1. I don't care if you was dishonorably discharged, a bad conduct discharge. You did something right during your career. I'm sure you did. You weren't bad from the minute that you stepped off the bus or from the day you signed your papers. The level of respect for our veterans is waning, and we need to fix that. We really do. We can't let anybody disparage, downgrade, disgrace, dishonor men and women who have served this country, jokingly or unjokingly. Now, I admit I have somebody who I truly miss. They were a friend of mine, and they made a comment about veterans that I truly did not appreciate, and I let them know it right there on the spot. And we haven't said word one to each other since then. Because that is a group of people that we have to have a lot of respect for. And if we don't, then we don't respect it. We don't respect this country. Now, yeah, our country has a lot of flaws. A lot of them. There's been a lot of great things that's happened, but then there's been a lot of bullshit too. Is there anywhere else in the world I would rather live? No. I'm cool right here. If you're nice to me, I tell people I live in St. Louis. If you're being a dick, I tell them I live in Ferguson. But actually, some of the nicest people I know live in Ferguson. This country is what we got. Unless you plan on moving to Mars or the moon. If you got that kind of money, holler at your brother. I need 2 people to get on this flower with me. But we can't go around disrespecting our vets in any way, form, or fashion. We really don't need to be going around disrespecting each other. Like I said, I'm just keeping it 100 because I know me. If you say it in my face, I'm going to let you know how I feel about it. And if it comes time to throw them hands, I'm going to call the police. I'm too old to be fighting. I'm just going to call the police. But I put up a post on my page that says, so is this a lie? That's all I asked, and I put up the article about, it says Trump, Trump, Americans who die in war are losers and suckers. 124 comments. 124 comments. People took and responded 124 times to one question. I appreciate this. Some defended it. Some did not. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. Yes, you're right, Ladette. Period. It shouldn't have happened, period. Lynette just retired. Thank you, dear, for your service. She gave him 20 years. I'm so proud of her. So when you've been so going forward, there's another veteran right there, Randy. Randy is a I believe Air Force vet. A country is only as strong as the men and women that protect it. True enough, but it's only as strong as the people who support and stand behind those veterans. And when you dog one, you dog us all. When you disrespect one, you disrespect all of us. And like I said in my last show, in my episode tonight, comments are like jokes. There's a little bit of truth in every one of them. Yeah, I'll say it right here. I believe he said it. I don't have any doubt in my mind. I wouldn't put it past him. Does it make it right? Nope. Does it make me any less pissed off? No, it doesn't. But what can I do about it? There's nothing I can do about it. But I can voice my vote, which I will do. But even our voting process right now is given some pause because, quite frankly, look at the last election. The Electoral College. Really? That ain't some bullshit. It's supposed to be popular vote. Me and you. Yes, me and you. Our votes. So what that made me feel like, it made me feel like that our votes did not count because America spoke. Now, what I do hear people echoing is the same stuff. They keep repeating the same stuff that other people have repeated. That's fine. People are talking that the Democrats brought a virus to this country to get Trump out of office. It ain't the dumbest crap I've ever heard in my life. Because quite frankly, I've never seen a virus that can discern between a Republican or an independent or a Democrat. That would be the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That it only makes certain people sick, or that it's been done to get a president out of the office. That doesn't make any sense, people. Use your heads. Viruses happen all the time. There's viruses out there that you don't even know about. There's viruses I learned about being a medic in the Army that I never wanted to know about. They got viruses out there that will drop you dead in 2 to 3 seconds. And they're locked up in cages, literal cages, and cement, so that they will not get out into the public. But they are already out here. So, if somebody wanted to introduce something to make us sick, man, they got stuff that'll take out half this country overnight. So, what I'm asking y'all to do is to use your head. Think about things. Really, think about them. Consider your neighbor. Consider your grandkids. What are they seeing? What do they hear? What are their concerns? What are we teaching them? And is this what we really want them to know going forward? I want my kids, my children and my grandchildren to know love going forward. And I want them not to be afraid to be who they are. I want them to be able to get a good education. If they decide they want to go to school in Fiji, that's where I want them to go. I want them to be able to walk out of their house and not worry about somebody judging them by the color of their skin. That's what I want for my grandkids. I don't want all this hate and divisiveness and division and pain and anger, and it's getting worse by the day. We got to stop this shit. I'm at the point now where I'm actually considering wearing a gun on my hip. But my concerns there are, I'm 6 feet tall. In cowboy boots, I'm 6'2". With a hat on, I look like I'm about 6'4". and I'm walking around with a 9 millimeter and walking around with a 9 millimeter on my hip. My legitimate concerns are: will they ask questions first, or will they shoot first and ask questions later? And you know who I'm talking about. And quite frankly, I should not have to worry about that, but I am concerned about it. Some of the places I go, y'all know some of the places I go. Verizon says it covers 97% of America. Well, I've been to that 3% Verizon don't mess with. So it's a legitimate concern. But it's actually to the point to where I'm actually considering wearing a pistol on my hip and saying, taking my chances with the police. Do I really need to do that? And I question that every day. Just being 100. Now, if I was Caucasian male, I wouldn't even second guess it. If I was Caucasian female, I wouldn't even second guess it. I just put it on to make and let and ride with it. But I'm not. I am a black man. And people go, man, won't you stop saying that? Won't you stop putting these titles on you? Well, I would if you would, because a lot of places that you go are people. When people describe you, they don't describe you as, yeah, it's Vernon Davis. No, it's that black guy, Vernon. You know that black cowboy comedian, Vernon Davis, Longhorn comedian? I am a black man. I'm proud to be a black man. Nothing and nobody can take that from me. I just wish y'all didn't hate us. I just wish this country didn't hate us. And I've been doing research trying to figure out why are we hated. And it goes back centuries. I had, people say, go back to where you came from. That would be Texas, sir. Or if you want to be technical, Mississippi. I deserve to be here. You deserve to be here. We all deserve to be here. But it's getting hard. It really is getting hard, people. And I am in prayer every day for all of us. Again, thank y'all for watching. That's just me keeping it 100 tonight. On the B side, I know I talked a little longer than I normally do. But I love you. God loves you. Respect our vets. Take care of our kids. Respect yourself. Respect our vets. We are not suckers and losers. We are people who love this country. I'm 125% black man.